everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm so excited to have you all here. Welcome to my humble production studio here in Rhode Island. I'm Alexandra Curtis, Miss Rhode Island Earth. I'll be competing for Miss Earth USA virtually coming here soon on August 8th. This is very exciting because for quite some time I thought I was not going to be able to compete in this pageant. I know a lot of you were anticipating that I'd be competing this year. I've done a couple of other Facebook Lives leading up to this. And well, unfortunately, a few months ago, when the dates of the pageant changed, I had to drop out because there was a conflict with my military training schedule. But now that things are virtual again, I'm back in it and back here. So I'm very excited to be a part of this. It's such a wild time right now. And for various organizations to have to adapt and overcome and do what they can to essentially continue on with having a wonderful title holder and building this program. It really is a testament to all of the directors who are scrambling to make this happen last minute. It's a totally new game competing in this virtual field right now. But it's definitely a challenge I've been looking forward to taking, and it's a ride that we're going on. So we're going on this together. So thank you all for being here today. Definitely want to talk more about my work and you know what this is going to look like. So I'm here to answer any questions and talk about what we're doing with Miss Earth USA. I'm just over the moon. I can't tell you how exciting it is to be here. I'm actually aging out this year. I'm going to be too old to continue on with the Miss Earth program. So this is a particularly meaningful year for me to be able to compete, even if it's virtual. So let's see a little bit about myself. I'm from Rhode Island. I competed last year. I placed in the top 12 last year. My platform remains the same. I'm all about teaching about plant-based education, living a plant-based life. I have been plant-based for 4 years now. It's very important to me, and what really got me on a plant-based lifestyle was realizing that this is a huge impact for the environment. The environment is greatly degraded when we look at animal agriculture and a lot of the farming that's done to support the meat and dairy industry. So that's why I gave up meat and dairy products. I am now happily plant-based, but doing so has been a huge part of my own environmental advocacy and a huge part of what I intend to continue to do with my advocacy through the Miss Earth USA organization and beyond. Oh, you guys are all so sweet. Thank you. Good morning from Cambodia. Hello. Good evening, I guess, from Rhode Island, because it's a little late here. We're just past 11 now. I've had one very long day. I was in Newport, Rhode Island, one of the most beautiful parts of my state, which I wish you all could see at some point for yourselves. But I was in Newport for a cancer research funding event where we were raising funds for cancer research. So a really great organization I'm a part of called Hope Funds. They fund young scientists who are cancer researchers and help continue their careers in doing meaningful research that really hopefully will make a difference one day down the line with cancer. Hello from Cambodia. There's a lot of you here. I'm loving this. Yeah, so this is just a really, really fun thing we're going to be doing with Pageant Planet, the virtual pageant. Pageant Planet will be streaming different events throughout the course of the week. August 8th, of course, is when the actual pageant happens and we crown our new queen in elemental court for the United States. So, obviously, I'm looking forward to that, and I'll be filming all of these virtual components this next week. It's just so different. It's really a unique challenge, and I've been doing pageants for 14 years now, and my mom always said, stop competing when you're not learning new things. Like, just, walk away from pageants when you've had your time, you've learned all that you can learn, and you've grown all that you can grow. And I think something about doing this virtual pageant is definitely adapting and learning a new way that we can connect with others, and it's making this pageant community we have much more global. I mean, here we are doing a Facebook Live and connecting here. So this is definitely one of the unique components of this global pageant community, and hopefully it opens the door for more people to see what we're about, see what we're advocating for, and connect with us. Um, let's see, do we have any questions yet? OMG, you are so beautiful. You are so sweet. Thank you so much, Adam. Adam, thank you for having me here too. This is really, really exciting. All right, no other questions yet. You guys have me over an hour, so throw those questions my way. As you can see, I have my lovely sash here. This is from last year. I'm waiting for my new one to come in. It has been an interesting scramble because for the past couple of months, I thought I wasn't competing. Past couple of years, I've been getting all of my pageant wardrobe out. I have a couple of gowns left from when I competed for Miss America before, when I was involved with the Miss World organization. There's a lot of a lot of things that I'm just trying to like get together here, and it's coming together. But what a wild ride it is to all of a sudden have this opportunity once again, and we're just kind of making the most about it. So making the most with it, and having a lot of people rally around to help support this and actually make this happen. This has been a dream. Environmental advocacy is huge, and it's something that's so important to me, and for me to be able to do this through the pageant community and a pageant title is just even more meaningful. What area of competition are you most looking forward to virtually? I'm looking forward to interview. I love interview. Interview has always been my favorite. I mean, that's really where you get to shine. That's where you are the most you. And evening gown is fun. It's always fun, but you don't get like the full contestant experience, and you don't really get to know someone that way. And when you're selecting a queen, you want to have somebody who has the personality and the heart and the service behind all that they're doing. And for that reason, interview has always been my favorite, because that's where you really get to let that show and shine. Let's see. Also, another thing I'm going to say I'm looking forward to virtually, this is going to be a whole new experience. I will be able to sit on the couch with a whole group of friends and watch this pageant. We'll stream this pageant through Pageant Planet. But we don't actually have to get up and compete, so they'll already have asked us our final questions for scoring purposes or for the final tabulation. We will already have done all of our events, and I can sit in sweats on my couch and watch this, theoretically. And that's so wild to me. I've been doing this so long, and never have I ever been able to have anything close to that experience unless I was judging a pageant. So that's going to be really unique. Hello from the Philippines. Yay, I love that we have more people joining us here. This is just so fantastic. I'm really excited to connect with you all here. This is a really great community. Other things coming up with the virtual pageant, we are doing the best we can to have the most normal experience. I think that's what everyone wants right now, is a normal experience, normal life experiences. And we're even doing like a virtual sisterhood event, which is so fantastic. Let's see. Hi, Allie. My question is, if you are not to win this competition, would you join another beauty pageant? So, this is a little bit earlier, but I've been competing for 14 years in a variety of different pageants. It's been a huge part of my life, but I'm 28 years old, so this is my final year of eligibility, and because of that, this is it for me. And that's okay, because I've had a really, really wonderful run. We're going to give it all we've got, of course. And most importantly, and a big part of my own pageant experience has been rooted in advocacy and getting involved in civic engagement and being involved in our communities in a way that's meaningful beyond being a pageant title holder, doing something that has longevity for the rest of your life. So much of my advocacy has been preparing women to serve in public capacities, to run for public office, to seek ways that they can be agents of change in their communities. And because of that, I've always said when my pageant days are over and the sun has set on this incredible, incredible journey, I will still be able to be a part of making a difference in my community. I mean, that's what pageants are really all about. It's preparing women to go into the world and do extraordinary things for other people. That's what service is all about. All right, have I watched other virtual pageants? I am starting to get little bits and clips here and there. I haven't seen a whole virtual pageant in its entirety yet, but I've been watching because I'm trying to get a handle on, the best way to go about this. This is totally a new field for all of us. It's kind of the wild, wild west right now, so we're trying to figure out the best course of action. And you have all this stage experience and you know how to connect with the judges. It's a totally different game because you're trying to convey your connection with others through a screen. And I think there's definitely some challenges, as there are some benefits to doing it, like anything in the world, but we'll take it in stride. And virtual pageants, I think this is so, so important right now. Um, we all love pageants. It's a wonderful thing that we can do. It's fun. It's not something worth risking your life for. It's not something worth risking other people's lives for. So given the current state of our world, I think it's amazing that organizations are adapting. They're showing that they're still relevant. That's a huge thing that comes up all the time where people say, are pageants relevant? Do pageants actually make a difference? And you see so many women who continue to want to be involved and to continue to work on their advocacy and make a difference through these organizations. So I say heck yes to all the organizations who are adapting. You have to do what you can to survive and to keep your organization strong. And by having a virtual pageant, we're showing that we have that resiliency, and we're definitely still here, still relevant, and still very strong. You are so well accomplished. Reading your credentials. Why did you choose this pageant system over the rest? Well, thank you. I had wanted to compete with this organization for quite some time. I unfortunately, well, it was fortunate, just unfortunate timing. I was supposed to compete in 2018, and I got a seat in officer candidate school for the United States Army. So if you don't know, I am an Army officer. So much hair right now. I am an Army officer, and I frequently have training that's involved, and that's my career, and what I'm doing in the Army comes first before anything else. And fortunately, it's been able to work out, but I had accepted the title of Miss Rhode Island Earth in 2018. It was important to me to make that transition to this organization because of the focus on the environment. Like I've said before, environmental advocacy has been huge for me. The way that I live my life every single day, in the diet changes that I've made and the lifestyle change I've made to be a completely plant-based eater, to go vegan. Those are all things that I've done because of my dedication to the environment, and being a part of a pageant system that has that focus, and it fosters this community where we are absolutely going out into our communities and getting hands-on, getting dirty in the community, literally doing cleanups and other kinds of advocacy, whether it's through voting or speaking with legislators. That's what I really love about this. And the women who are attracted to this organization, of course, they really do represent beauties for a cause. So that is why I wanted to be a part of Miss Earth. I was able to compete last year, fortunately. I had the time of my life in Vegas. I met one of my best friends, Ashley Cooper. She was Miss New Hampshire, who unfortunately couldn't compete with us this year. But I had the best time. And I'm so, so dedicated to this mission. and the ability to compete again this year means the world to me. Oh, this is so great. Thank you all for joining us. It's so funny to hear everyone say good morning because it is clearly night here. We're coming up on midnight, but I love it. I love this global community. So that's a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be sleeping in tomorrow morning. It's needed before this week of wild events comes. This week is when I'm going to be doing a lot of my filming for the virtual pageant, and there are things to get together. I'm doing a park cleanup tomorrow in Providence, and it's all part of the hustle last minute here. I'm also going to be doing a Facebook Live on Monday on my title holder page, so that's definitely something to check out then too, if you don't get enough of chatting with me tonight. Okay. In light of, oh my god, I see Katy Perry. You are so funny. I got that all the time when I was in college, and it never gets old because I love Katy Perry. She's amazing. So much fun. Definitely has a better singing voice than I do. Fortunately for all of us, I won't be singing. But North Providence. Okay, hey, North Providence is in the house. I love it. That's great. In light of this pandemic, where activities and limitations and restrictions, how would beauty pageants make relevant? How would you make beauty pageants relevant in the global arena? Ooh, yeah, reading is hard right now. I'm so tired. Sorry, stumbled over that one for a little bit. But pageants are relevant in the global arena because we are advocates and we are community leaders. We are women who are able to set the example because by virtue of wearing the sash and crown and being affiliated with this kind of organization, we do set the example. We do raise the bar, and we are able to really speak on behalf of these issues. And especially with the Miss Earth organization, we are advocates for the environment, and by being advocates for the environment, we are inherently advocates for science. And there are still people who deny climate change left and right. And there are people who deny that COVID is real or a true threat left and right. And in that same vein, we need to listen to doctors and scientists. We really do. And that's the end of the story there. So we're able to advocate on behalf of that. And because we're already in this space where we are inherently tied to science, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense that pageants remain relevant and that we're able to advocate for causes just like this in our communities. How do you encourage children to care for Mother Earth? So there are so many easy ways. When you're a kid, I think the first kind of real hands-on experience I had with finding some element of daily routines and caring for the environment was, of course, recycling. You introduce these things earlier on, but the earlier we introduce these to children, the better our world is in the future, and realizing that we shape our future. It's not up to anyone else. We are the people we are waiting for. No one's going to come save us. We have to save ourselves, and it starts with children knowing that. So yes, have recycling in schools and in your home, and find other ways to go reusable, but also find ways that you can do maybe a meatless Monday or change some aspect of your diet where you know that what you're putting on your plate is the most environmentally friendly sourced product you can have, and you're not further degrading the environment or supporting an industry that's causing a lot of this degradation. Having environmental science in schools was also so important, and it wasn't taught to me until I was in my final year of high school. And if you introduce environmental science earlier on when you're going through biology and chemistry and all of this, you're really able to learn more about what's going on scientifically, what's impacting our world, and do something about it. And that was where I first really got involved and interested in working in an environmental capacity. Do you prefer the sun or the rain, and why? Well, both are so important. I personally am such a sucker for a thunderstorm. I just spent the past 5 months in Oklahoma, and we had thunderstorms, rainstorms all the time, and they were so stunning. And sometimes I think you can really get down on having bad weather or too much rain, but there were a lot of times it kind of made me pause and realize, like, you know what? This day and I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna just have a little self-care, but I do really love the rain. So there's something special about both, but you need both. I love the fall. Fall is my favorite season, and I can't wait for it, but don't think I'd appreciate it as much without the summer and the spring and the winter. So, yeah. What's your advocacy? So there's really two components to advocacy for me. I started a program called Leading Ladies, and you can find more about it on my website, allycurtis.com. Started this program called Leading Ladies when I was in college, so 2013. And it was all about getting women into spaces that they historically have been underrepresented and helping women become leaders and advocates. So, advocating for advocacy, leading for leadership, having women come into these spaces and really be change agents in so many different realms, from boardrooms to battlefields. And I took that quite literally. But in that vein, of course, my hope is to run for Congress eventually. I want to serve the people of the United States in a way that I'm able to promote science and promote climate and the environment, and how this plays into so many other facets of what we do in public policy. So I actually went to school for public policy. I went to Brown University. I had done my undergrad in political science and public relations. So those all kind of work together to help. But in terms of environmental advocacy, the biggest component of my environmental advocacy is advocating for plant-based living. So this is taking dairy off your plates, this is taking meat off your plates, and I get it, it's so hard. Not everyone can be vegan, not everyone can just completely change their lifestyle. So I'm not saying you have to do that, but make small steps, small swaps. If you're able to take dairy milk and get that out of your normal intake and maybe swap in cashew milk or oat milk or something else that's plant-based, you are able to start having these habits where you're promoting industries that are not causing all of this environmental degradation and harm. And that's one of the biggest things I hope to do, is to help people go away from these old traditional food sources that are totally not sustainable, and educate themselves on ways that they can bring peace to the world with what's on their plate. Staying late tonight from Missouri. Oh, thank you. It is late. It is late night. It's been an early morning out here. My roommate is so wonderful. She just brought me some coffee. It is so needed right now. Oh my gosh. But I love this. I live for this. And I feel like I'm on this constant adrenaline rush ever since I was able to get the okay, go, you can compete, welcome back in. Everything has kind of just, you drop everything else you're doing, or at least everything you can drop, and you prepare for this once in a lifetime opportunity that I really thought sailed several months ago. So it means the world to me. All right, what else does everyone have for me? I can continue to talk about leading ladies, because leading ladies is really the basis of so much of what I do and what I bring to the table as a title holder, but also as a community leader. Leading Ladies started when I was in a leadership position in college, and I realized that a lot of my female counterparts, if they were there, if we had female counterparts, were being treated differently than the men. And we didn't have a lot of women running for office in student leadership positions. So I wanted to change that, and what I learned was a lot of women were discouraged because of sexism, because of lack of representation, because of lack of support, and that's really what kicked off Leading Ladies. And I can get back to that in a moment. I see we have a question here. Get some rest here. It's late and we are bothering you. No, you're not bothering me. Thank you for joining. That's so kind of you. I'm so glad that you're here, and that was a very sweet message. How have you been preparing for the pageant? I've been trying to find everything. It's, come up with a dress, and I luckily had this swimsuit, and order this and order that, and make sure everything is all set and ready to go, and you have the video you need, and you have a place that you can film your videos. Writing answers to my personal statement questions. Like, I'm trying to juggle all of the things right now, and I've always juggled a wild amount of things, but this is definitely a new talent, I guess you could say, new challenge, and I'm definitely up to that task. Let's see. What do you do for fun? I'm a huge reader, huge reader. I am actually currently in my bedroom constructing a whole new bookcase. I bought so many books during this lockdown because I started worrying about all of our indie bookstores. Every time I go to a new place, I have to check out the local bookstore. I have to buy a book. Love buying books from local authors and different voices that aren't always represented in like national best-selling book lists. And I'm all about learning perspective. I think that's really important. And books bring about a ton of empathy. So I've been trying to read one book a week. I was doing really well with that this year, except past 2 weeks have been a little crazy. So now I'm audiobooking to try and keep up. But audiobooks are just as good. Again, you get that perspective and the unique experiences of other people. There is one quote that I love from General Mattis. Of course, me being a military woman, I especially take to this quote. But General Mattis, who had been the Secretary of Defense, had said, if you haven't read hundreds of books, you're functionally illiterate. And that really hit me because he goes on to say, your life experiences can't sustain you in themselves. You have to learn from other people. You have to grow. And that's one of the reasons why I love pageants and being in an international community. We're really able to learn from so many other people about so many different cultures and different life experiences. Life in the US, life even from Rhode Island to California, from coast to coast, things are so different. And being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and really understand where they're coming from and empathize with them, I think that's what makes a terrific leader. That's really where you do grow and you do learn to lead. So that was a tangent about reading. I love reading, love books, totally a bibliophile. But beyond that, I enjoy hiking. I enjoy checking out new vegan food spots. I'm a huge vegan foodie. And what is your favorite segment in this pageant? So I was talking about this earlier. I love the interview portion. I just think the interview, I could do interview all day, every day. I really do enjoy it. And that's where you really get to see someone's heart and know more about who they are and what they bring to the table. It's nice to look pretty in an evening gown. It's nice to look fit in a swimsuit. But I think the true heart of a queen is revealed in who she is and what she brings to the table in that interview when you start to get to know her more. And I've always said interviews are great. That's where you're making friends. You're just making friends, just like we're doing here. So I'm looking forward to that. And that will be taking place on August 5th. I'll be in the middle of military training too. So it's going to be, again, this juggling, balancing act, but we're going to make it happen. Any questions, guys? We have 30 more minutes. And I'm still awake. I have my coffee. I'm good. I am ready to rock. And then I'm gonna sleep very well tonight. There has been a lot going on. Oh my gosh, I have another organization that I've been working with. I do a lot of work with the Girl Scouts. That's a huge one for me. And that's one of my favorite organizations. But we had a big event for them the other day. I'm getting ready to do something for the ALS Association, Lou Gehrig's disease. That's another organization where I work very closely with. So there, over the years, of course, in pageantry and making these different connections, you meet people along the way, and sometimes you have a cause that you feel particularly strong about. I was a Girl Scout, but I got involved with the ALS Association and this other organization I was with today, Hope Funds for Cancer Research. And you meet people whose lives have been altered by these diseases and have been totally rocked. And again, you hear stories and perspective that you might not have. And I've been very fortunate that no one in my immediate family has had to deal with some of these things. But when you see other people who are hurting and who are struggling, as a title holder, you are in a particularly profound place to help do something about that. And even as not a title holder, you are able, you're so capable to give yourself, to give your time, talent, and treasure to organizations and people who need it the most. And that's been one of the most incredible parts of this whole journey. All right, the winner of this competition will be, in a big sense, the spokesperson for Mother Earth. Absolutely. Because Mother Earth cannot really speak for herself. What will be, as a spokesperson for Mother Earth, what will be your message to your generation? We are the ones we have been waiting for. There is no politician, there is no scientist, there is no one person who's going to come and save our planet. We have to take matters into our own hands, and we have to take daily measures to ensure that we're doing what we can for the earth. And that's why I advocate for what I advocate on behalf of with plant-based living. I love Greta Thunberg. I think she's fantastic. And I love her message that we have to fight like our house is on fire. Our house, for all intents and purposes, is on fire. We can't just sit back and say climate change is going to work itself out or the planet's going to take care of itself, because we know that's not true. We know that's not true. And if there's people out there who think it's true, I've got news for you. You've got to make some changes here. And it's so critical that the next Miss Earth, next Miss Earth USA, whoever we are, when even we're wearing the sash, Miss State, whoever, we have to carry that message. And I just know that whatever advocacy opportunities I have in my future, they're always going to have that as an underlying component. We always have to take our environment into consideration. I get a little emotional there. I'm serious, guys. But yeah, no, this is huge, and I am, of course, a United States service member. It's a huge part of my work, but even then, so like we have to look at climate change as a threat multiplier when it comes to our dealings anywhere in this world. Climate change can totally devastate communities and can totally be a defense issue. So there's a component there. It's a security issue. It's a homeland security issue. These are things that I have always had an interest in, and realizing that climate change really exacerbates these scenarios and other issues that we care about. We have environmental racism. There are areas of people, there are people who are living in poverty who are affected on a day-to-day basis because they don't have clean water or because they have too much toxicity in their air. These are issues that we have to get fired up about and worked up about. We can't just let them, subside and say, oh, it's not in my backyard. Because sooner or later, climate change is indiscriminate. It's coming for you in one way, shape, or form. So you might think, I have everything all worked out, everything's fine in my neck of the woods. But I got news for you. It's not. And there's people out there who are hurting even more so because of it. And because we don't have the proper environmental protections in place in so many areas. As Flint, Michigan still does not have clean water. Still doesn't have clean water. So in being in a capacity where I know knowledge is half the battle. Once you know these things, to take it and run with it. But being in a capacity where there's extra gravitas with the duty of being Miss Earth or Miss Earth USA, even more so, gotta fight the good fight and be that spokesperson. Especially being a vegan and being plant-based, there are animals who can't speak for themselves. We are our voices for the voiceless. And it's not just about the environment, but it's about our health, and it's about animals, it's about our planet. So I'm very, very used to being in a capacity where I'm speaking on behalf of those who don't have voices. And that's how I feel about our Earth. All right, what else do we got here? We have 25 more minutes. So this is fun. Let's see, I had done a Facebook Live last time I was doing one. I was in Oklahoma. So I had spent 5 months in Oklahoma for Army training, and it was extraordinary because one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to get out and hike more and to explore the world more. And I was able to explore the world, tongue twister, explore the world even more in a totally new place. And I got a lot of good outdoors time out there. So nice, like, reappreciation of the world around me and seeing something new and experiencing something new. With the new normal ahead of us, how do you think that will affect Mother Earth? We've seen that during lockdowns, there are animals that are reemerging and enjoying just life as we normally know it. We see water that's been clearing. We've seen less of the environmental degradation because people have been inside their homes, and we know that people can't stay inside their homes forever, and I would certainly not advocate for that, especially when I'm such a lover of the outdoors. But it does go to show that we do have to be conscious because there are other living beings here. We have to take care of our world, and it's not just normal run-of-the-mill to live in a polluted society. There are things we can do to eliminate that, and you see the health of the world around you emerge. So I think we're going to be thinking a lot more about how we impact the world around us, because we've been able to see that we definitely have some harsh ramifications. But also, as I kind of touched on before, we have to look at science. We have to listen to scientists, and I hope that more people, especially policymakers, especially politicians, and our community leaders, I hope that more people see that we have to listen to these people, because science is definitely not my area of expertise. I may have had a great area of expertise in both my master's programs, undergrad, what have you. Just because you have an education doesn't mean you are educated in everything. So you have to listen to the experts. And that goes for climate change too. And I hope that as people see these things unfold with COVID, and as we also find a vaccine eventually and treatment properly, I hope people really realize that there is a huge amount of value in science, and also that we need more people in science. Like, science is cool. And I think, especially from my own perspective, that, I do a lot of training and talking about gender biases and how gender biases can be very harmful and dissuade women from various career paths. I think we've pushed women out of science just for too long. And to have young girls see themselves in a place where they can be making a huge difference in public health, in science, in math, what have you, engineering, we're going to be better for it. And I hope this whole era is able to inspire people in that direction. All right, who has the next question? Ooh, where is it? What time zones are we all in here? I know it is 11 a.m. in the Philippines. It is 11 p.m. here, but who else do we have here? I know we have Missouri. Any other places being represented? Great answer. Wish you the best of luck. Pageant is nearing. Thank you so much. And yes, you stay safe as well. Everyone stay safe. Mask up. Wear a mask. Huge, huge, huge thing you can do. Let's see. What else? Socially distancing too. Social distance. Wash your hands. Do all the things. I don't know why people want to fight on this. So easy. I'm very, very thankful that we're not in Vegas. I definitely miss that, but it is a tough place to travel to, and it is certainly a tough thing to have to come back and quarantine, and it really throws a wrench into my normal work schedule. So this has been delightful in how this pageant panned out, at least, doing the best we can. It's wild because there are some major pageants that have totally canceled their pageant for the year. And I absolutely am in agreement with the Miss Earth organization that we need to forge on with the pageant, even though it's virtual. But not only forge on, but continue our advocacy, because I think this is a critical time, and it would be a huge missed opportunity to say, hey, we're going to sit this one out. We're not going to let our contestants, totally move forward in carrying on this legacy and being involved. See. Would you know if the pageant is live streamed for everyone, or is it a pay-per-view kind of setup? I'm actually not sure. I know it's being done through Pageant Planet. I would imagine there's going to be some element of pay-per-view, but there's also going to be a couple of events throughout the week. There's going to be a farewell for our at a glance, you look like Katy Perry. Yes, I love this. Guys, let's bring it back. I'm Katy Perry again. That's what people called me in college, and I even sat in a pageant interview, sat down, and the first thing the judge said was, you look like Katy Perry. I'm like, thank you. Is that a question, or? So, I love hearing it. She's so cool, and it's always fun when you hear that you resemble a really amazing rock star woman. So thank you. But yes, back to Jed's question. I'm not sure what's going to pan out with what needs to be paid for, what you can see, but Pageant Planet, that is the place to go, so that's going to be fun. And we're going to have our media interviews as well. You should be able to check these things out on the Miss Earth USA live stream too. But I hope to see all of you who are joining us tonight also for the pageant. So I'm not sure what I'm going to wear yet. I think I really like the idea of sitting on my couch in sweats. I'm probably going to get a little fancy. Might get a cake for the occasion. It's a compliment. Yes, thank you. I love Katy Perry. Have a blessed day, everyone. Yes, I agree with that. Always have a blessed day. But yeah, Katy Perry. Let's talk about Katy Perry for a sec. There's a thread to pull there. I will just say I love the song California Girls, because fun fact, I actually grew up in California, and I lived in California for 11 years. I've lived in 7 states and Washington, D.C., and I've been in Rhode Island for a decade. And it's also not taking into account the places that I've been for an extended period of time for the military. So if we add in that, I guess I've lived in 9 states plus D.C. Give us an idea of what your gown design is. Any specific strategies to get the crown? The specific strategy I have is to show up. And I'm me. I know who I am, what I bring to the table, and I'm just unapologetically myself. And I'm proud of the woman I am and the life I've built for myself over the years. So in that sense, that's my strategy. Be me, be true. And that's what every contestant should be doing. There's no secret sauce here. It's show up and be who you are. As far as gown design, I'm still trying to figure out which gown I'm gonna wear. Guys, like, whew, it's tough. All of a sudden getting thrown into this. I had been looking at gowns prior. I had one that I really liked, and then everything changed with the dates, and I had to initially withdraw. So when I withdrew from the pageant, and a lot of times there's huge wait times to get these gowns, and I found this gown that was so stunning. It was going to take 6 weeks anyway, and that was a couple months ago. So I'm still working on that. It's probably going to be a surprise to me too. But we're showing up, we're having fun, and I've said this before, I love this, and there is no losing in pageantry. You either win or you learn. And if you're really winning, you have both won and learned. So it's a growing experience for me. And, sometimes I think that's the best you can do. I think pageants I've done the best in have been when I've just been super relaxed. I'm not worried about where that crown lands at the end of the day. I know that I've gained a ton in the process. I've learned a ton about myself. And, that's a big part of this year for me. And sometimes your win is showing up. I've said this before. Sometimes your win is showing up. And for me to have thought for several months, I'm not doing this anymore. This is over for me. It's a win in itself to be a part of this and to show up and be in this program once again. And we'll take it from there. Everything else is icing on the cake from there. Let's see. Best of luck choosing the gown. Sure is exciting. Yes, it is exciting. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need the luck. USA has almost won the crown twice. If you win Miss Earth, what would that mean for you? Side question, who is your favorite Miss Earth USA? That is a wild question. I love these women so much, and you through the years you make a ton of connections. We have been so lucky this past year to have essentially 2 Miss Earth USAs. I love Imani. I competed with her. Prior, I had wanted to see her go on to Miss Universe at one point. I remember watching her. I didn't even know her and was like, wow, she is amazing. And she's the kind of woman you watch and you find yourself rooting for her. I love Libby. Libby is fantastic. It was like, wow, like 2 for 1. We seriously lucked out. So it was really fun to see both of them essentially take home the crown because I knew that either of them would do fantastic. But beyond that, okay, there was another part to your question. What does that mean for you? It's always amazing when the USA has a win, when your home team has a win. So it would be super exciting. It's definitely a different time to win as well because I think there's even more of a moral imperative to really, really be a strong advocate, especially for the science community during this time. Beyond that, also, of course, my own advocacy. I have expressed before that I am vegan, I'm plant-based, and there's still a lot of pushback in our community about that. And there's people in the United States who think it's the wildest thing and they could never go without meat or without dairy, when really it's a huge answer to our ever-growing climate crisis. So for me, and then to hold that kind of title and that kind of influence, I would hope to, start changing hearts and minds about being plant-based and helping educate people and show people that it's a very important component of what we have to do to keep our world as we know it. All right, what else you guys got for me? We got 10 more minutes left here. I'm so sorry you're all getting me after this tiring, sweaty day. I have been running around Newport all day for this cancer research event. A bunch of that information is going to be on my Instagram. I posted a little bit about that. We had a Women in Science panel there, which again is so great because listen to scientists. Scientists are wonderful. We need more of them. We need more women in science as well. These are role models. These are women we can aspire to be. I was energized and refreshed after it because I took something away from it. I don't work directly in science, but it is something that has a lot of relevance, especially for women being in a very male-dominated field in my own career. So it's an exciting part of today. Also, if you want to keep up with me, follow me after all of this. Of course, the official Miss Rhode Island Earth pages, you can find me there. Also, Ali Curtis RI, Ali Curtis Rhode Island. I'm everywhere on social media under that name, so you can definitely keep up with me there or on alicurtis.com. I always love to hear from people. Always love to send autograph cards, little note in the mail, so you can ask me for those too. Okay, 10 minutes left. Oh, you guys are champs. Thank you for staying up with me, or waking up early. Other people are enjoying coffee at reasonable hours. Other places in the country, I think coffee up till midnight might not be super reasonable, but it is a must. All right, who else do we have? I am hoping to get back to Vegas. I'm a little sad that we're not there. Of course, it was the right call. I know the pageant. This is another piece here. If you haven't heard yet, the plan is to start crowning winners for Miss Earth USA in Vegas in January every year. So we will have our winners and the elemental court crowned on the 8th of August, and they will carry this on until January. And at that point, the 2021 winner will be selected. So maybe I'll get out to Vegas. There's a really great vegan restaurant in Vegas. If any of you are ever there, it's called Veggie Nation. It is where I got all my victory meals when I was there in June and July of last year for the last pageant. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm still thinking about this dress here, though. That's a big piece that's going to be on my mind this week. I typically wear white, red, or black. Those have kind of been what I've been drawn to the past couple of years. But I could totally change it up. I could totally do something different. Or I could go with the same old, so we'll see. It's interesting because different organizations go for different looks. And at the same time, you have to think about who you are and what's the best for you, what fits you the best, what's the most flattering, what makes you feel like a queen. And I'm still looking for that. So I think it's all going to come together. Right now, I'm kind of just trusting the universe. The fact that this is all panned out, you can tell I'm still totally besides myself. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world that I'm able to be a part of this once again. And yeah, I'm just really thankful to be here. How different was your experience for Miss America and Miss Earth US systems? Totally different experiences. Wow. I could speak to that, and also I dabbled in Miss Universe. I competed for Miss Rhode Island USA, and I did Miss World. So I've had the full experience. Miss America is great because for me, talent was awesome. I was a theater kid growing up, and I wanted to keep performing, so I was so excited to get to perform Poor Unfortunate Souls from Ursula. I did the song from The Little Mermaid, do a little villainous piece because it's different and it's fun and it's acting and expressive. And there's also the scholarship component. I got my second master's at no cost because of Miss America. And that's an experience that wow. I love Miss America, and I was young and in so many ways naive, and I remember being one of the oldest contestants, and still trying to learn so much. And Miss Earth USA is interesting because you have the same span that Miss America has, and then some. So being able to grow up and kind of grow with Miss Earth USA has been very, very unique. There's a picture of me, when you put the two together, me from Miss America and me last year before I competed for Earth USA, and I look at them and I'm like, wow, I was such a baby here. I was such a baby. And I've really grown as an individual, and have learned so much about other people and my community and what it means to truly serve. And that's what pageants are about. That's that personal growth. And if you're not helping other people and you don't see the growth and the support you have and the work that you've done in your community unfolding over the years, you're not in it for the right thing. And I'm excited to see kind of when I'll do a little progression, because even 14 years ago, I thought I knew everything. I thought I had it all figured out, and competing in pageants every year kind of help you see unique milestones and help you with a lot of self-reflection. And self-reflection is important for self-growth. All right, love Ursula, yes. Okay, that's fantastic. I'm so glad we have an Ursula fan here. And love White for You, like a goddess. I love white too. Love white. I wore white when I won Miss Rhode Island. Um, I wore white when I won. Oh my gosh, it's been 10 years. Um, National All American Miss, which was my other big pageant that I had won back in the day. So white could be a very, very good possibility. So Jed, I think you're onto something. The current Miss Philippines Earth 2020. I need to watch it. I absolutely need to watch it, and it's on my list of things to do this week, guys. um, but yeah, Ursula, I want to see if maybe I'll get some clips up for y'all too, because that's fun. It's just sad. So exciting, sad for me. Exciting. There is a talent component of our pageant this year. They're doing medals, which is really great because that kind of incorporates the more global approach to Miss Earth. And by the time I found out I was able to compete, they had already taken all of the talent submissions. So I didn't get to do Ursula for this. I was hoping to submit a talent submission for Ursula. Maybe I'll drop a little bit of Ursula here on social media this week because I think it's just kind of fun to reflect on, and we clearly have an Ursula fan here. What else have I promised you all? Okay, I'm gonna have some of those old reflection pictures. I was actually blonde haired with braces in the first pageant I competed in, so that's always fun to look back on. Sorry, I'm getting a little sentimental here. Guys, this is my last one. This is wild. It's so wild. So it means a lot that I'm sitting here talking to you all right now, and y'all care enough to be here and to be talking about Miss Earth. And you get the organization and the value this organization brings to our community and our world and the women who are a part of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Do we have any other last questions? This is fun. If any of you didn't hear earlier, I will be doing a live stream, live question social media takeover on my title holder Facebook page. So that's going to be Monday night at 9 p.m. So I'm guessing that's going to be 9 a.m. in the Philippines on Tuesday morning. Of course, it can be watched at any point. You can submit questions to me via Instagram, Facebook, what have you. I'll take questions. If anything pops into your head, you don't really want to ask that Miss Rhode Island girl something, I am going to be here for it. So cool. All right. We are coming to an end here. It is almost midnight, and that's almost my bedtime. I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. I just realized it is Sunday. This is your weekend. This is your morning on your weekend. So I'm thankful for you being here and spending this time with me. Do you have any last questions? All right, so you know, like, I'm tired. I'm starting to sing. I'm making noises. Okay, so I am gonna wrap things up here. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll keep you all posted. I'm gonna be posting a lot more from my title holder page on Instagram, also my personal page, but go to the title holder page, see everything that's going on. I promise I will have some exciting content, and maybe I'll do a little dress reveal too. Maybe I'll even like do a little dress poll, but I have to figure this out real quick. So I promise this is gonna be wild. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for being here while I am flying by the seat of my pants, making this happen after my early retirement, if you will. And thanks for being here to support me on this. It means a lot, especially down to the final crunch time. So thank you. I will see you all again soon, and I hope to see you all. Come join me at my Facebook takeover on Monday. Okay, bye-bye for now.